there's magic in boxing. It's the magic of fighting battles beyond endurance, beyond cracked ribs, ruptured kidneys, and detached retinas. It's the magic of risking everything for a dream that nobody sees but you.
Why does someone want to become a boxer, first of all? You know, to go in the ring and get hit and to hit, it's not something I really understood until I started boxing. It's this adrenaline rush, there's this whole thing behind it, but for a lot of people, it's their way out. For Maggie, it's certainly her way out, and her background and what her history is and what her family life was like. Not only is it her way out, but it's also something that she feels good doing. And when you find that thing that you love and you feel good doing, there's nothing else you want to do.
Truth is, my brother's in prison. My sister cheats on welfare by pretending one of her babies is still alive. My daddy's dead, and my mama weighs 312 pounds. If I was thinking straight, I'd go back home, find a used trailer, buy a deep fryer and some Oreos. The problem is, this is the only thing I ever felt good doing.
A fighter is born. There's something in you that makes you a fighter. And only when you are put to the test, you'll know.
I can't get inside. I can't go close enough to hear her.
You know why that is?
Why?
She's a better fighter than you are, that's why. She's younger, she's stronger, and she's more experienced. Now, what are you gonna do about it?
I also think that you need a background where you suffered a lot to be able to take a punishment, to take the beating physically, to get hit.
Pop!
Right when I started my training, it was during the Golden Gloves time, to see all that work put into those 3 rounds, you know, or 4 rounds, and it's just beautiful. You see it, it's all right there. It's all right in front of you. You see it on their faces, and you see it on their opponent's face. They're both working so hard, and they're putting so much into it, and it's beautiful to see that, and so inspiring. And I think being able to just explore that for the small time that I got to explore it has made me grow as a person and made me push myself when I didn't think I could push myself any further.
To make a fighter, you gotta strip them down to bare wood.
Rest when you're dead. Come here.
What this picture is about people who are on the edge of society, and this gym, this small, beat-up old gym in downtown Los Angeles, houses a lot of people who are oddballs, from people who just drift in, young people maybe trying to become boxers, but other people who are just kind of there because they have nowhere else to go.
My name's Dangerous Dealer, fighting Flippo Bam Bam Barch out of Broward County, Texas.
Thought I told you I didn't want Danger working out here anymore.
Oh, he ain't hurting nothing, Frankie.
Well, he's hurting me, breaking my heart, watching him punch the air like he's gonna punch back.
Everyone else can put 2 and 2 together that he's not going to make anything of himself in boxing, but you know, he's a bit slow, and it just doesn't occur to him that he would need anything but hard. So, and it's not that he doesn't practice. He does. He tries very, very, very hard and practices very hard and trains very hard, but all amounts to nothing. He doesn't have it in him.
Every gym has a Danger, and he brings so much joy to the movie, and yeah, maybe not exactly like Danger, but like Danger, like the guy that wants to have the title fight. It's kind of a little off, but charming and sweet and sincere, and the trainer like Morgan, this passionate man who loves his students, and he loves to live at the gym.
You watch it?
Yeah, I got HBO.
And how can you afford HBO? How long have I been telling you to save your money?
Without Frankie, I'd probably be homeless. This relationship sort of gives me purpose. One of my purposes is to be here with Frankie.
Don't you remember nothing?
Well, I remember walking halfway and thinking I was going to be lynched.
I remember you leaving me with my dick in my hand behind that gas station.
Yeah, well, I got a ride. The guy took off before I hardly closed the door. I had to walk back 2 miles.
Your conscience got the better of you, that's what.
There are two guys who've had a certain amount of disappointments. Scrap is a guy who he doesn't have anybody in the world except Frankie and the gym, and there's a certain statement about loyalty between friends, between the two guys, and to have both come along, and the gym is sort of the central thing that they're interested in. I think the Scrap character is very important to the story because he's the first one that sees the potential in this, helping this young lady along.
For Scrap and Maggie, how their relationship starts is I think he sees in her, I think, something that he used to feel. You know, he sees her drive, he sees her passion and her focus, and maybe somewhere in there he sees talent and the underdog in her as well, which I think he was. So there's a connection there, and she doesn't really realize, I think, how much he's involved in putting everything together. It's very interesting, and I like that quality. There's so many different colors there because Maggie has no idea, and you know as an audience watching it, and there's so much beauty in that. Not when characters don't know everything that's going on behind the scenes to help them get to where they're going to get.
People will think I'm training you.
Was that such a bad thing, boss?
Yes, it is. Every time you touch it, you're losing me business out here.
From Maggie's point of view, she sees this man who takes these fighters and makes them incredible fighters. She's watched him mold them into something incredible, and for whatever reason, he's the one for her. And she is set on him, and she has these blinders on, and it's you, until he gives in, and she is unrelenting.
Little girl seems to be coming along.
Yeah. It's almost like something's been helping her.
Desire. She's got just about all it takes to make it.
You can't just tell them to forget everything you know. You gotta make them forget it in their bones.
He's reticent about getting a person in, even when they are ready, and that causes him to have some disappointments along the way with other fighters because he's become ultra conservative on it instead of being able to spot when things are ready. And of course, then when Hillary's character of Maggie Fitzgerald comes along, the idea is he thinks that'll never happen, that'll never be ready, and it shouldn't be done. And so he's a little bit, even though he's still training fighters and has a gym, he's a little bit kind of retired in his mind. I think his disappointments with his family history are what plagues him the most.
The letters always came back marked the same way. Return to sender.
Frankie is angry, sort of generally PO'd, because in a lot of areas, a lot of cases, he's his own worst enemy. He's in the fight game, you can't stand the pain, you know. He gets a good fighter, he wants to protect him from getting hurt, and I think that has everything to do with me.
What about you, Scrap? What did your manager do? You were a hell of a fighter, a lot better than Willie. He get you a title fight, or did he just bust you out banging your head against other people's fists until you lost your eye?
I had my shot. I went out swinging, and no man can say I didn't.
Yeah, well, I remember. And excuse me if I didn't want my fighter spending the second half of his life cleaning up other people's spit.